Next thing we're going to get into, so American Airlines. American Airlines is getting sued from a woman who says she was sexually assaulted mid-flight. Now, we're going to get into this and see what's happening, but seems to be a crazy scene. But let's get right into it.
A woman is suing American Airlines after she says she was assaulted by a man on a flight.
She says the man had already been accused of assaulting another woman on a flight, but was still allowed to fly again. Fox 4's David Sintendry joining us now with...
That's where they might mess them up now. If they've already been accused or they were found guilty. I don't know what they said. I don't know. Did they say accused or found guilty? Let's hear it again.
Assaulted by a man on a flight.
She says the man had already been accused of assaulting another woman on a flight, but was still...
Now they just said accused. Now, I don't think they could have just banned him for being accused of something. They might have had to been able to catch him in the act and then ban him from the process. But that doesn't sound like that's what happened. But let's keep listening and hearing what has to say about this.
Allowed to fly again. Fox 4's David Sintendry joining us now with more. David.
Yeah, Heather and Steven, tonight we know the FBI is also involved because this suspect was charged federally in a recent case.
I was sexually assaulted.
Barbara Morgan claims she was sexually assaulted by a man sitting next to her on an American Airlines red-eye flight from San Francisco to Dallas in April of last year.
It's hard to describe what it's like to have a stranger touch you.
Morgan, speaking for the first time Wednesday, is not the only woman accusing the same suspect of sexual misconduct on flights.
You don't know how to react because you don't think it's possible.
Last month, 54-year-old Sherry
54. Arrested in March 2025. What is that? Abraham. They ain't got his picture out there yet. They should have put his picture out there, but 54? You sexually assaulting people at 54 years old? I mean, there's no age to where, it's right. There's that you can be like, sexual. No. But send this old man to jail, man.
Abraham was arrested by the FBI for allegedly groping a 22-year-old woman on an American Airlines flight from Chicago to Seattle. Federal authorities have not provided a mugshot of Abraham. The FBI says Abraham, twice before, allegedly touched fellow passengers inappropriately. The first case on an American flight in October 2023, but the victim chose to not pursue charges. The second case in April of last year is when Morgan says she was attacked.
Eventually, the FBI got involved and stopped this man, but not after several women had been harmed.
Morgan's attorneys held a press call Wednesday announcing a lawsuit against Abraham, who lives in Allen, and against American Airlines. Morgan's legal team says American Airlines was already aware of the 2023 allegation before she was assaulted.
This lawsuit is about forcing American Airlines to take every report of sexual assault seriously.
Morgan says she was too shocked to immediately notify a flight crew member.
I was frozen.
But said,
yes, every sexual assault allegation needs to be taken seriously. You need to investigate, and if it's true, charges should be filed. But there must be an investigation, and it must be found that it actually happened. We don't want, the main thing that we do not need is false charges or false allegations on someone who didn't actually commit the crime. I don't know what American Airlines is thinking. They might be, since he didn't get charged, they don't have a legal obligation to ban him from the flights. I'm not sure if that is what they're thinking, but that could be what their lawyers will say. But let's finish up this video.
As she spoke with an employee working the gate desk after getting off the plane.
I told her, that man just assaulted me. He touched me and he violated me on the flight.
Morgan says she filed multiple complaints with the airline, but believes it was not properly addressed.
They made me feel like I was the problem, telling me that it was my responsibility while in the air, that I had that responsibility. And now it was his word against my word.
We had questions for American Airlines, but it deferred all of our questions to law enforcement, only issuing.
Now, like I said, I don't know how American Airlines is going to respond to this. Did they have an obligation to stop him from boarding the flight even though he wasn't charged? If I'm understanding everything correctly, it happened in October, before that she did not decide to press any charges and drop it. Then it happened in April or March again, and then it happened in April. Ladies, let's make sure you're protecting yourselves at all times, especially if you're traveling alone. That's the main thing we need to look out for. And if something happens, tell right then. That's what I say. You call somebody over quietly, or you get up, walk to the attendant, and tell what's happening. I feel like that would have been the best situation. But maybe she was scared because they were in an enclosed environment and she couldn't get away from them. But I still feel like should have told the attendant or someone who was there. But hopefully this guy gets charged. They do an investigation. They find out that this is what he was doing, and he gets charged the appropriate amount. Because people should be able to feel safe on a flight. If I go on a flight, or if I send my mother or future daughter on the flight, I want to feel secure that if something happens, there's someone there to stop it. And if she tells somebody something happens, they can step in and make sure that she is safe. But we're going to keep following this video and see what happens with the American Airlines lawsuit. All right, everybody, remember this is AC Reviews the Word. Remember to like and subscribe.